Greetings and welcome to Nanny Cooks from the Ozark. Boy, it's been a while since we've been with you. We've had a really busy summer. I've been canning and preserving. We've been working on some projects and we've just been enjoying ourselves too. But now it's fall, it's time to get back to business. So I want to talk to you today about taking care of your cast iron pieces of cookware that you have. Now, there's lots of information on the internet about how to do that, but most people just make it so difficult, and it's not that difficult to prepare and take care of your cast iron cookware. And I've got some laid out here for you today that I use a lot. This is my big skillet that I usually fry chicken in. This is one that we make some breakfast skillets that we put hash browns and eggs and sausage or bacon in and serve it. It's kind of a unique way. This little skillet here, the grandkids love this. I just use a packaged brownie mix and I put it in these little skillets and bake it. And then while they're still warm, I put a big old scoop of vanilla ice cream on it, and the grandkids really enjoy that. And this is one of my favorite pieces because this belonged to my mom, and my mom took really good care of her cast iron, and this piece was also given to her by one of her relatives too, so it has been passed down. This is what's called a biscuit pan, and I bake my biscuits in this, and it's just kind of a unique way of doing it. Now back to Mom's, she really did a good job of taking care of her cast iron. And you can tell, this is mine, and if hubby gets up close here, I still have some work to do on mine, but Mom's is nice and smooth and well taken care of. And you know, it has been said that when we are dead and gone, no one will want our Teflon cookware, but chances are family members will scramble to get a piece of cast iron that has been well used and taken care of. So today I want to give you just 5 simple rules on how to take care of your cast iron. Now, if you should get some new cast iron that has not been passed down, even though it says it's pre-seasoned, you will still need to season it well, and we're going to go over that a little bit. And another rule for cast iron is you want to clean it after every use. Water is not a friend of cast iron. Water will cause your cast iron to rust. So I'm going to give you a quick little demonstration here today of how to season your cast iron. Hubby's coming over here to the cabinet, and I have already preheated this little skillet here to make things go a little faster. Now, when this was purchased, it said that it was pre-seasoned, but the best way to do it is put it on your skillet, heat it for a couple of minutes. Now, I always turn my timer on because I'm forgetful, and I don't want to go off and leave this on. But after it has heated through and through, some people say heat it until it smokes, but I don't think you have to go quite that far. Okay, now I'm going to turn the burner off, and I have about a half a teaspoon of shortening on here. You can also use vegetable oil or any kind of oil. And I'm going to rub that and see how it changes to a shinier coat. Now, remember, this is hot. So I'm going to just season this really well. And then I'll take another towel and I'm going to wipe the excess off. And then I'm going to turn this burner back on and heat it again. And I'll go over this process 4 or 5 times with a new skillet. Now, if you have one that is well seasoned and you are ready to clean it up, you want to season it again after every use. I wash mine in soap and water. I know some sites say not to use soap on it, but I do. Okay, I'm going to go back to this now, and I'm going to get a little more shortening. You want to be careful. You don't want to burn yourself on this. And go around it. Then I'm going to take a clean one and take out all the excess. Let that cool down, and you're ready to store it. Now, I always like to put a piece of paper towel in my cooled skillet if I'm going to stack them too. Now, I'm going to turn my burner or my timer off here because I did remember to do that. So let's go back over here now. And we briefly talked about cleaning it and just soap and water. Now, if you have any tough stains or tough gunk on your skillet after you cook something, you can just take a scratcher pad. You could use like one of those steel wool pads if you want to, and scrub that off, wash it with soap and water, wipe it out, and then go to the stove just like we did before and go through the process. And make sure you wipe that oil out because you don't want standing oil in it when you store it. So, another good way to season your pans is to use them. Just use them and use them and use them. That's one of the best ways to season them. Do not put them in the dishwasher. Remember, water is not the friend of cast iron. And do not let it stand in water. Now, when I got this one out this morning to show you, I noticed I had evidently left a little drop of water on the handle and there was a rust spot. So I had to scrub that rust spot off and re-season it. Now then, a lot of people get their cast iron from family members, like we said. Or you might find some at an antique shop, and they're not cheap. But I want to give you a couple of things to look for in a cast iron. If you find a cast iron and it says Wagner ware, or if it says Griswold, and one of the later ones that are used a lot now is called a Lodge brand. Those are all good brands of cast iron for you to use. So you want to, before you buy a used one, you want to set it on a flat surface and make sure it's not warped. Some people will take a cast iron piece of cookware that's not in good shape, and they'll put it on a campfire, a hot campfire. That can get rid of a bunch of the gunk on it, but it can also warp that cookware too. So be very careful that you don't buy one that's warped. Now, cookware, cast iron cookware has been around for centuries. It's nothing new, but it is proved and tried time after time to last generations. So you might talk to your relatives and see if there is any that could be passed down to you for different generations. I hope this will help you a little bit, and I will post these 5 rules that I have talked to you about taking care of your cast iron. So if you enjoy these videos, I urge you to subscribe and like and even comment. We love to hear your comments on these things too. So I hope you have a good day and happy cooking. Bye-bye.